This dude came onto the scene crazy. Steve Erceg, minus 340 favorite over Matt Schnell, which I cannot lie. That is a price I'm almost not willing to pay here, AJ, man. You know, it's like we need to talk about why, because you can't just say that statement and keep it pushing. But you have to understand, Matt Schnell is a very dangerous guy. You look at the last fight against Mateus Nicolau, he got caught. I don't think that you could look at that and just he got outclassed and outschooled. It was a tit-for-tat battle until he just got caught with that shot right above the ear right here and put him out. All right, that's fine. Now, the question is, does Steve Erceg have anything to put Matt Schnell in that same danger zone the way that a Sumaderji, for an example, or a Brandon Royval or something like that? Like, does he have that same kind of, not even power, but that same oomph to give him a little something, something to make him concerned? Or are we seeing a straight technical battle for 15 minutes? Because if we see that, I like Matt Schnell a little bit here. What do you think?
I think we're seeing the technical bout right here, Derek. And to be completely frank with you folks and truthful, I was going Erceg right before I actually submitted my picks for this one. I can see this fight happening a bunch of different ways. If Erceg is going to play the game where he's hitting there technical, he looks really good in that thing, and he does have a really good ground game to go and boot with it. And if he can stay composed, Erceg always looked calculated and calm in there. It looks really good for him. But the thing is, man, Matt Schnell is a wild man, so you have to have the power to put him away. You have to have a very precise combo that he doesn't see coming, and he gets caught and goes and takes a nap again. I don't see Erceg having that kind of power, having that kind of oomph, if you will, like you were saying, to be able to get it going, man. We've seen Matt Schnell just eat elbow after elbow after elbow and be standing there on wobbly legs and still be able to get the dub. You really got to put the dog down on this one.
That was kind of my thought process behind this. Is like the scary part about this is I like Steve Erceg. I'm on Steve Erceg for this matchup. However, I just think that this could end up in one of those, well, how do the judges see it? And then it comes to a decision. And then it's interpretation and any of that stuff, because I don't see from either side of the spectrum, aside from a submission threat, I don't see a real pop where it's like a knockout threat of like, oh, God. Like Alessandro Costa versus Erceg, you have to worry about the bombs being thrown at you. Who has the bombs in this one, AJ? Are there any bombs presented at all?
I think if anybody has him, Derek, it's Matt Schnell. And not necessarily one-touch power, but the kind of bomb where he hits you with something, you hit him back, and he didn't blink at all and then hits you one more time. That kind of stuff breaks people down mentally, and that's where I think the game of Matt Schnell comes into play.
I want to believe you know what I mean? But when I look at the record and I see all like submission finishes from these guys, I'm like, I don't know if the bombs are there, bro. Even if we want them to be, they might not be there. But it doesn't matter because this is 125, and we know technical supremacy reign supreme. I mean, that was redundant, but you get the point. And let's have some credit. Steve Erceg does have one knockout. It's a knockout win, you know, against Paul Loga, right? So, you know, shout out, respect. I just think that, again, on the ground, kind of evens out. This is why I take a look at these numbers and I say massive favorite on the money line for Erceg. If you take a look at the props, this is how confident the odds makers are in a finish. Plus 195 TKO and plus 195 for the submission. Look at Matt Schnell, plus 950 for the submission. If we're talking about what their wheelhouse is in that submission, are we hedging plus 950 right there?
Absolutely, Derek. Absolutely. What is it? Four submissions or three submissions in Matt Schnell's last 10 are all by submission. It's the majority of his finishes right here. And yeah, absolutely hedging that plus 950 submission. If you're betting like me with Matt Schnell on this one, I can see this fight. Like I said, this is a toss up. There's multiple ways in which you can go in, but if you're betting on Matt Schnell, absolutely take that plus 950.
And I will say for Matt Schnell, it's all triangle chokes too. That seems to be the bread and butter. Steve Erceg, little wider, you know, repertoire, I guess you could say. You got guillotines, arm triangles, rear naked chokes, the whole entire nine. The big question, once again here, and I know what I'm betting on, but the over and under, 1.5. Over or under?
Ooh. I'm going to go the over on this one, Derek.
That's it. Well, you cashing in a prop lock right there, baby. I hope you tail in on that one. I'll just say this. In what world are we seeing the under? You know what I mean? These flyweights, who's getting knocked out? Sometimes you see these numbers placed and you're like, I don't understand. So you have to capitalize on these moments. Again, we're a real program right here. So I'm giving you my real raw thoughts. If we hit, we hit. If we don't, we'll come back and we'll apologize and we'll keep it pushing to the next one. But we don't run, we don't hide. And with that being said, we're on it. Not contentious pick right here. AJ got Matt Schnell. I like Steve Erceg right here. Those are your contentious picks right here. But with that being said, folks, that was your main card breakdown.